My negotiation skills are much better than they were at the beginning of the course. Not only do I feel more comfortable, but as the course went on, I felt that the deals I made were just as good, if not better, than classmates. My first negotiations ended in an impasse, and although this is not necessarily a bad thing, I think I got better at determining ways to structure the deal in a way that created value for both parties. I also got significantly better at being prepared. For example, in StratCom, I should have been prepared with multiple scenarios and ended up having to do calculations on the fly, which distracted me. So in better negotiations, I was much better prepared and had different scenarios planned out. Big insights and improvements that I've realized are one is focusing on interests and not positions. I saw this in the StratCom case. In the end, I learned that not making a deal was better than making a deal because the counterpart only wanted to maximize earnings for 2 years and was planning on leaving. So the big lesson was to try to figure out what's motivating people. I also learned how to ask good, probing questions to get more information. And another lesson I learned throughout the class was during the Burger Bell case, being really careful not to make assumptions. I didn't press hard enough to identify where my counterpart could make concessions and wrongly assumed she cared about something, and I lost an opportunity to gain value. From interactions with classmates in class, I've learned definitely never completely trust anything your counterpart says. There's many times where information is left out, and you have to be careful not to fill it in with your own assumptions. There's exaggerations, and it goes all the way to lying. So just being mindful of that. Also learned about being creative and thinking outside the box, and also some strategies around framing and good ways to make the negotiation, more pleasant. Some behaviors that have helped me improved are, other than practicing, are just asking questions about priorities and motivations to try to figure out what's important to the counterpart and really why. What are they gaining from it? Also asking questions about how they're valuing outcomes. I've learned that a lot of the reasons the negotiations were difficult is that we just value things differently. And also another behavior I've learned is to be more aware of anchoring. I didn't realize how much it influenced the tone of the negotiation. Some concepts from class and the reading that have been impactful are the multiple equivalent offers. I think it makes the negotiation be more friendly. It shows you can be flexible. You can also use it to try to figure out what your counterpart's priorities are to see, what different options pique their interest. Also, assigning points was a really important learning. When you're negotiating, it's easy to lose track of things that are important to you. So having a point system will keep you on track. Another interesting learning was that thinking about your BATNA versus your target aspiration. Whether you're maybe one would be more satisfied versus one you're going to be more likely to strike a deal. Some remaining challenges are that I'm still a little bit uncomfortable about negotiating, and I think it shows some. So I will continue to look for more opportunities as practice helps. Another challenge is I think I make big changes in dollar figures too quickly. And another challenge I think is trying to figure out when you should make the first move and when your partner should make the first move. So some things I'll do to continue developing are to seek more opportunities to negotiate, continuing to focus on interests and priorities, working on holding back information. I think sometimes I'm too easy to give up information that I should hold more closely. One thing I learned from the hostage speaker was to, asking more questions and letting the other person talk and really active listening. And another thing I'll continue to do to develop is to try to recognize opportunities to expand the pie. I tried to do this with the Scandia case that we had today and really find opportunities to see where I could go beyond what was in the case, and that's something that I'll try to do in the future as well.